Hello YouTube, it's your boy Nathan coming to you to do another recap video. Today we are talking Married at First Sight, Season 18, Episode 4, Bliss or Miss. I think that's what the episode was called, so we're just going to get on to it. It's going to be a quick one again. So we didn't see Married at First Sight last week because of the election and stuff, but it returned again this week. After every couple got married and had their, first night together, now they're about to set on their honeymoon to go to Mexico. But before they go, they have to meet with each other's and got to meet with their in-laws before they go. So I'm gonna start with like Camille and Thomas. Now Camille and Thomas, I think like sometimes with Thomas and EKG, I get a little mixed up. One of them is like also writing a book and trying to tell the story or whatever and everything. But I do know that with Camille and Thomas, so far they're like my favorite couple. They're taking it like are right now. They're just like I see them right in the middle right now. It's nothing spectacular, nothing bad right now, but right now they're in the middle, in my opinion. Yeah, Carla and Juan, same thing. They when they met with each other's in-laws, like I know Juan's family asked Carla like, "Are you ready for someone like Juan?" And she said yes, basically. And it's interesting because both Carla and Juan have like their own business, basically, and they're very successful with their business and stuff. So they can relate to that and stuff and everything. But I don't know. I see like, right now I do think they have like a physical connection. I am curious to see what their all the other attractions will come throughout the time and stuff. But Camilla Thomas and Juan and Carla, we didn't see much in this episode. We spend a lot of time with these other three couples. So I'm gonna go with EKG and MM. So EKG and MM, right now they're the lovey-dovey couple because right now, Emin knows that EKG has cheated in the past on like in his other like engagement, relationships or whatever and stuff and everything. But she's trying to like, she tried to understand that he was in his 20s, so maybe things are different right now and everything. Right now, like they seem like really, really comfortable together. They, they're waking up and everything. When they got to their when all the couples got on the bus to go to the airport for their honeymoon, they were the first ones on the bus, and everybody was just like, how are you guys so comfortable? Like it feels like they have that connection to where like it feels like they didn't just meet. It feels like they've known each other for a long time, and everybody was actually kind of surprised by that and stuff, and they hope they get to that at some point and everything. We also seen MM and EKG on their honeymoon, like they're in the they're at a pool together, and then and she's just wanting to take his clothes off and stuff or whatever. It's just right now they have like a they have that bond right now, but I think that's gonna fade out. But because they actually remind me of Justin and Alexis from the San Diego season, where they're gonna be all lovey-dovey throughout this honeymoon, and then it'll all come crashing down at the end. But they also had like a serious conversation about what happened in the past and everything. But like I said, feels like feels like he's probably changed by now 20 years later and everything. And just we'll see how that goes, basically. So that was MM and EKG. Next couple I want to talk is Madison and Alan. So Madison and Alan, I said at the beginning of the season that they remind me of Emily and Brennan from last season. This episode, when they met with each other's in-laws and stuff, when Alan met with Madison's family, he asked them like, if I was walking on the street, will I be Madison's type? And they flat out said no, but she does like the pretty boy type person. and it was hard for him to grasp, like to describe fully like a pretty boy and whatever. But that's what this process is about. You're not going to be with somebody, you're not going to be matched with somebody. That's the point, actually, not be a match with somebody that you normally wouldn't go after on the street and everything. But they right now they feel like they complement each other well and everything. But when Madison, when also when Alan met with Madison's family, Madison's dad asked him, "Have you been tested?" And we're just like, "Whoa, whoa, okay, that's new, that's new, good and interesting question." But we're just like, "Wow." And Alan actually had a good response. He's like, "You know what? Believe it or not, I'm not all that sexually active, and then when I am, I'm pretty like safe. And for the record, I have been tested. I actually was tested a few weeks ago. Thank you." So that was a good answer. I think they like that response and everything. When Madison went with Alan's family, it was just like, it's just more like they feel like they complement each other well and everything, basically. And so, like, it's pretty, I don't know. The beginning of the season, like I said, it's hard to do these recaps in the beginning of the season because, like, everybody's still in the lovey-dovey stages and nothing spectacular has gone down yet or whatever. So it's hard for me. It's so hard for me when I do these Married at First Sight recaps. I'm not as like full-blown detail like I am with my 90-day recaps, but I still love Married at First Sight. So that's why I'm still doing it. So, but back to Madison and Alan. So when they were on the honeymoon though, and they met up with the group and everything, they Madison expressed like her concerns like in this process. Right now with all of them, they're still like really like are still processing that they just got married at first sight to a complete stranger. Madison expressed like her concerns and her like worries like out to the group and everything, talk about her fears and everything. And Alan, Alan didn't say much about it. Like he was taken aback. What Alan said on the after party show that like I guess like they were partying and stuff like that, and something that we didn't see on camera, but they were partying and stuff. But then Alan wanted to go back to the hotel, and this is coming from Carla, and he was just sitting there staring at Madison and not doing anything. It kind of creeped out Carla, but Madison didn't get that cue. Oh, maybe he wants me to go back to the hotel with him. Maybe I should go. So like there is like a slight little disconnect in that with their communication early. I think that will be addressed in next week's episode though. But right now they feel like they complement each other, and I think they do so far. So it is what it is. And then the last couple I'm going to talk is the couple that I can't stand. David and Michelle. So right now, like, they are, I could talk good about this couple because right now this is the couple that's just making me cringe. David lives at home with his parents. Now, he made it really clear that where he lives in the basement, but his basement is kind of like an apartment type area. He has his own room, his own kitchen or whatever, and he has his own doorway. He doesn't need his mom or dad to help him with stuff. Despite living at home, he's very independent. He's working, just trying to own some things. Michelle will not let it go. She really will not let it go. And it's just like she keeps bringing it up. They're having when they're not talking about that so far, they're having okay conversations. But she isn't so hung up over the fact that he lives at home and that he's in his late 30s and everything. He reassured her that he's okay. Like, it's okay. It's not as bad. It's not bad at all. Like, it's not as bad as it sounds, really. And I believe him. when he met up with her family, they talked about that, and then like they talked about when she met up with his family, they asked when I remember they asked her what's his biggest pet peeve, and he said not working out. So when they went on their honeymoon and everything, he I guess like he has like a set time for everything. They also had a conversation about their work schedule. He said with his job he's works like the later shift, but he's gonna try to switch it to mornings. But on the honeymoon he woke up in the middle of the night and went to get like 6 tacos or something or whatever and everything. And he didn't wake her up. He let Michelle sleep, and then went to go do like a workout, and then came back and passed out on the couch. Apparently, they're really not sleeping together because Michelle's also, trying to take this slow, not like rush it, because she was the main one who was fascinated by Emin and EKG's connection. She was just like, wow, look at them. And I'm still trying to process everything. Like I'm not really all that lovey-dovey like they are, basically. And everybody else is like seeing a vibe from Michelle, that she's just like a little bit like distant from her husband and stuff and everything. But then the following morning, Michelle, they wake up and David tells her what he did that night and everything. And David had also mentioned that he used to like eat like 6 times a day because he used to compete like in like bodybuilding competitions or whatever. Now, what they said when David was on the after party show, he said that like they feel like that Michelle could have asked more questions about the whole thing, including him about being competing to be a bodybuilder and stuff or whatever. But Michelle's just not asking any questions. She's not asking any questions to get more clarity about why he lives at home and stuff and everything. And we're just seeing the disconnect. Judging by the previews of next week, she's saying that she's feeling smothered, and now he's actually going to be starting to get a little aggressive and be like, okay, I'll back the F off, basically. And, my opinion is, and I said this plenty of times, someone who lives at home, excuse me. Oh, excuse me. Someone who lives at home is not a bad person. Someone who lives at home, like, okay, if you're living at home and don't have a job and not trying, okay, that's different. But if you're living at home, working or taking care of a sick parent or whatever, there's nothing wrong with that. Nobody should be punished for that reason. And when I mean punished, like people like Michelle, we hung up on it, saying that it's not attractive or I wouldn't date you. That's a punishment, because you're still, because these people still deserve love themselves. David made it clear that he really wants to get out, but he wants to do it on his own. He wants to own everything, and I have no problem with that philosophy. Why pay like so much in rent, especially living in Chicago, and then where you could just live at home, save some money, and own some things eventually, especially with him having a nice job and everything. Michelle is just so gun-ho about it. And, and I didn't say this in my last recaps, but there are rumors of this season. There's apparently going to be a marriage swap. And I think David and Michelle are going to be like a victim of that. I guess there's going to be some infidelity with that. I guess David and Michelle is officially one couple that's going to swap. Now, we don't know what the other couple is. Rumor has it they may swap with Madison and Allen, or EKG and Emin. But I think it might be Madison and Allen that they may swap. Well, the thing is, and I'm not condoning this. But if Michelle is going to still be like gun-ho about him living at home, I can see why that David might be could step out. And I'm not condoning it. I'm not saying this is right. It's 100% wrong. 100% wrong. You never cheat. Infidelity. Team no cheating. But things like that. That's just. I mean, it's not going to be a good look for him. But um, early projections are seeing possibly why he probably is going to do what he's supposed to be, what he's going to do. So we shall see. I mean, you know, I don't think, yeah, they're clearly not going to make it. Like, now, like I said, Camille and Thomas and Carla and Juan, we didn't see much in their episode, in this episode, but, right now they have a good connection. I'll have a deep dive more to those two couples next week. But yeah. But anyway, yeah, so all the couples are on the honeymoon. They all met at on the bus going to the airport, on the airport and stuff and everything, and having, they had their little first serious talk about this process and how they want to do things and stuff. They're still processing it all and everything. So we'll see more of a deep dive on when things happen on the honeymoon. Things really do go down on the honeymoon. So and Married at First Sight. So, but anyway, guys, that is the end of my review. Like I said, beginning of the season recaps of Married at First Sight are a little tough for me. I'll get, as the season goes by, it'll be more in depth and deep dive into it and stuff or whatever. But thank you guys so much for watching. Please like and subscribe to my channel. I'll be back on Sunday, Monday to recap 90 Day Fiance before the 90 days. And until then, y'all stay safe and have a great rest of your week. So, bye, y'all.